Good afternoon, dear students. So, now your exams are over and we are again back to our topics. So, we are discussing with biasing of a junction diode. That is, we discussed two types of biasing like forward biasing and reverse biasing. And now, today we are moving to the VI characteristics of a PN junction diode. Okay, so far we have discussed the biasing like forward biasing and reverse biasing. In forward biasing, as you know, the positive terminal of the diode, which is represented like this, diode is represented like this. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative one. So the positive terminal of the diode is connected to the positive of the battery and negative is connected to negative of the battery. In such a case, we will call it as what? Forward biasing, isn't it? Now in reverse biasing, the positive of the diode is connected to negative of the battery and negative of the diode is connected to positive of the battery. Okay, in such a way if it is connected, it is said to be reverse bias. These things you know, and you know how the current flow is happening in forward biasing as well as reverse biasing. You know the current conduction will happen only in forward bias in milliamperes. Okay, it is measured in milliamperes, whereas in reverse bias it is in microamperes. It is very small. Okay, the current is very small and the current that we are measuring is because of the minority carriers. You know that. Now, what do you mean by VI characteristics? You have studied the VI graph in Ohm's law, isn't it? So what is VI characteristics of a PN junction diode? That is, you know, here we are supplying a voltage with the help of battery, isn't it? In the case of forward bias, we are supplying a voltage from the battery and it produces a current in the diode, isn't it? So let the voltage be Vf, which is the forward voltage, and as a result the current is produced in the diode. Current flow happens in the diode, which we call it as the forward current, that is If. Clear? So Vf is the forward voltage and If is the current, forward current, as a result of forward bias in a PN junction diode. Now, VI characteristics or IV characteristics means it is the graphical relationship or graphical relation between the voltage applied across the PN junction and the current flowing through the junction. Understand? In the case of Ohm's law, we are drawing a graph with voltage and current. The same we are doing here. So in the case of forward bias, we are drawing a graph with forward voltage and forward current. Forward voltage and forward current. So that graphical relationship is actually what we call the VI characteristics. Now the VI characteristics of a reverse bias PN junction diode means as the reverse voltage, which we write it as VR, will produce a current, that is a minority current, that is IR, that is reverse voltage and reverse current. Okay, now if you are drawing a graph between this VR and IR, we will call it as a VI characteristics of the diode. Understood? So what do you mean by VI characteristics? It is the graphical relationship between the voltage applied across the PN junction and the current flowing through the junction. Understood? Now, for each bias, that is for forward bias as well as reverse bias, we have to study it separately. So first we will discuss the forward biased characteristics. First, forward biased characteristics. So this is the circuit diagram for studying forward bias characteristics. Okay, so here you can see a diode. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Now the positive of the diode is connected to the positive of the voltmeter and negative is connected here. Okay. Now the positive of the voltmeter should be connected to negative of the ammeter for measuring current. Now here it is positive. Again there is a rheostat for varying the value of current and then here it is positive and negative, because you know this connection as the same thing that you have studied in Ohm's law. Instead of resistor, we are using a diode, that's all. Okay, so voltmeter is connected in parallel, ammeter is connected in series, then connected to rheostat, then positive of ammeter connected to positive. Also the diode, positive of the diode is connected to positive of the battery. Understood? So this is the circuit diagram for studying the forward bias characteristics. Now what we are doing here is, we are starting from a low value. The forward bias voltage is increased step by step, and the forward current is noted with the help of a meter. Understood? So by varying the rheostat, you can see that there is a change in the voltmeter, and as a result of the change in voltmeter, you can note a change in the ammeter. But it is not similar to what we observed in the case of Ohm's law. Ohm's law, you can see a direct relationship. That is, when the voltmeter starts to read or starts its movement, the needle of the voltmeter starts its movement, you can see a movement in the ammeter also. But here what is happening is, when we draw a graph, a graph is plotted between this voltage and current. Okay, so after drawing the graph, we will discuss. You understood this much? So this is a circuit diagram for studying the forward biased characteristics, and in this diagram you can see milliammeter is there, then a voltmeter is there, then battery is there, rheostat is there. Okay, now the diode is connected here. So positive of the diode is connected to positive terminal of the battery. That is what we call forward bias. Now by changing the value of the voltage step by step, that is from starting from low value, by increasing step by step, you can notice a change in the current also. So we can take a observation like the ammeter reading and current reading, and after that a graph is plotted. That is what we call as the forward bias characteristics. So how does the graph look like? So now let us see that. Now this is the graph that is plotted for this forward voltage and forward current. Okay. Now by seeing this graph, you can see that at the start, when the applied voltage is low, the current through the diode is almost zero. Understood? So at the start, when the applied voltage is low, the current through the diode is zero. Why? Yes, it is because of the potential barrier. You know that potential barrier, then depletion layer. So when the width of the depletion layer is reduced, what will happen is the conduction. The electrons will start to move and the conduction happens, isn't it? The holes and the electrons will move. As a result, current is produced. But here at the start, you can see that when the applied voltage is low, the current through the diode is almost low, and it is because of the potential barrier which opposes the applied voltage. Clear for you? Now, till the applied voltage exceeds the potential barrier, the current increases very slowly. Okay, the current increases very slowly with increase in the applied voltage. Understood? So we can name it as O. Okay, O, and this is A. So in this portion, you can see that what is happening there? Till the applied voltage exceeds this potential barrier, the current increases very slowly. The current increases very slowly with increase in the applied voltage. Okay, so let it be OA portion of the graph. Again, if the voltage is increased, with further increase in the applied voltage, you can see there is a rapid increase in the current. Okay, let it be AB portion of the graph. You can see it increases exponentially, a sudden increase, a rapid increase in the the current. Understood? And in this situation, you can say that the diode behaves like a conductor. That is the forward voltage beyond which the current through the junction starts. The forward voltage beyond which the current in the junction starts increasing rapidly with voltage is known as knee voltage. So this voltage you can call it as the knee, K-N-E-E. Okay, knee voltage. So what is knee voltage? Yes, this is the forward voltage beyond which the current through the junction starts increasing rapidly with voltage. Understood? This is called the knee voltage. Another name is threshold voltage. Threshold voltage. Clear? So what is this knee voltage? Knee voltage means the voltage beyond which the current through the junction starts increasing rapidly. Okay, this is known as knee voltage. So this is the explanation for forward bias characteristics of a PN junction diode. So once again, as at the start, when the voltage is low, the current is almost zero because it can't exceed the potential barrier. But when it reaches a particular voltage called knee voltage, up to that the increase is very slow. Okay, then after this knee voltage, you can see a rapid increase in the current. That means it will behave like a conductor. Same, this particular diode will behave like a conductor. Semiconductors will behave like a conductor. Okay, so that voltage is known as the knee voltage or threshold voltage. So at that time it will reduce that depletion layer. Width of the depletion layer is very much reduced, and as a result the charge carriers will get the mobility. Understood? Because of the mobile charge carriers, it is able to conduct. Conduction is possible in a diode. Clear? So this is forward bias characteristics. Now we'll check the reverse bias characteristic. Now let us check the reverse bias characteristics. Okay, so as I told, the diode is connected here. Now the positive of the diode is connected to negative of the battery, and negative of the diode is connected to positive terminal of the battery. So this is called reverse bias, and as I told, the voltage supplied to a diode when it is connected in reverse bias is known as the reverse voltage. Okay, and this reverse voltage will create a reverse current in the diode, which we call it as the reverse current. Now plotting a graph between reverse current and reverse voltage is termed as reverse bias characteristics. Understood? So reverse bias characteristics means the graph plotted between voltage and current when the diode is connected in reverse bias. Okay, so after plotting the graph, we will check the details. So this is the graph plotted for VR and IR. Okay, that is, the reverse voltage VR is increased from 0 in suitable steps, equal steps by with the help of a rheostat, as you have seen in the diagram, rheostat, and as a result the corresponding IR is measured in each step with the help of microammeter. Okay, now the reverse bias characteristic is as shown here. So here you can see, as the reverse voltage is increased from 0, the reverse current increases. Okay, this is the reverse current, right? So the reverse current increases and it reaches a particular point. Clear? And when the reverse voltage is further increased, what will happen is that you can see the reverse current will remain constant up to a certain critical value of VR. Understood? First, the value of VR is increased. At that time, you can see there is a small increase in IR. Okay. Now, for a certain value of this VR, up to that value, the value of the current will remain constant. Okay. The reverse current remains constant. So, this maximum reverse current is called the reverse saturation current. Reverse saturation current, or you can call it as leakage current. Okay, it's a 1 mark question. Leakage current. So what is that leakage current? It is the maximum reverse current. It is the reverse saturation current or leakage current. Clear? And you can explain this as this current is due to a few minority carriers. You know that in reverse bias, not much conduction is happening with the help of majority charge carriers. Only a few current is produced, and it is because of minority charge carriers. So this reverse saturation current or leakage current is due to a few minority charge carriers produced by the thermal agitation. Okay. Now, this can also be called as intrinsic current. Just keep it in mind, intrinsic current. Clear? Now, again, if VR is increased beyond this critical value, the reverse current IR increases rapidly. You can see that in the diagram. You can see there is a rapid increase in the reverse current IR. So, this critical reverse voltage at which the PN junction breaks down with a sudden rise in the reverse current is known as the breakdown voltage. The breakdown voltage. So, what is breakdown voltage? At this breakdown voltage, you can see a sudden rise in the reverse current. Understood? So, its value actually depends upon the density of the impurity atoms. Understood? So, this is reverse bias characteristic of a PN junction diode. So, once again, first we will increase the value of VR. At that time, you can see a small increase in IR. So, it reaches a maximum value, and this value will remain constant for a certain value of VR. And after reaching this breakdown voltage, you can see a sudden increase in the reverse current. Understood? So, this is reverse bias characteristic. Clear for you? Okay. Now, as I told, there are different types of semiconductors. Mainly we have discussed silicon and germanium. Silicon and germanium. Okay. So, we have discussed two terms here. They are knee voltage in the case of forward bias, and also the breakdown voltage in the case of reverse bias. Okay. So for silicon, there is a value for the knee voltage or threshold voltage, that is 0.7 volt. Okay, for silicon it is 0.7 volt. So this is the knee voltage from which you can view there is the conduction is happening in the case of forward bias. Okay, and if you are using a germanium semiconductor, the knee voltage is 0.3 volt. Understood? So depending upon the various materials we are using, the knee voltage will change. Clear? Okay, so that's all about forward bias and reverse bias characteristics. It is very important, so study it properly. Okay.